Good afternoon. I'm back as promised. Subscribe to the channel. It's NFC Championship week. We have a lot of good 49ers football to talk. And of course, all the rage right now, despite the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo went into Lambeau Field and outperformed Aaron Rodgers in the clutch while he was hurt. Despite that, everybody's just talking and arguing to no end. They're food fighting about Jimmy Garoppolo. It's the self-perpetuating debate, the very rare self-perpetuating debate. Because Jimmy Garoppolo is at the helm of a team that has reached a level of the season that many swore the 49ers wouldn't reach with Jimmy Garoppolo as QB1, the debate continues. It's very circular. It just keeps on going in circles. So, I mean, of course, we wouldn't be talking about him right now if the 49ers had, just bowed out at the end of the regular season, because we all know what would have happened next. The Trey Lance era would have already begun. But yes, we're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo because I think it's logical. He was at the helm at the quarterback spot when they last made the Super Bowl, when he was last healthy for a full season in 2019. Well, he has them on the doorstep of that again. So that means the debate just continues over and over, circular and circular. So why don't we put this to rest? Why don't we actually end this Jimmy Garoppolo noise right now? Because we have an NFC Championship game to focus on, to analyze moving forward. And to be honest, we really don't have time for redundant debates. So if you're arguing about this with your friends, if you're, on Reddit chats or on Twitter, God help you if you're on Twitter. It's toxic out there. Wherever you're at, send this video, tell people to subscribe. This could hopefully help end the argument for you, so that you could focus on bigger, better, and more important things than arguing about Jimmy Garoppolo's air yards for the 47th time in the past 32 days. This is the bottom line, though. An injured Jimmy Garoppolo outplayed Aaron Rodgers in the clutch at Lambeau. And this is the point that people need to zoom out and appreciate. Because if you don't zoom out and appreciate this, then you're just arguing stupid semantics without any sense of perspective. But the 49ers just played an ice game at Lambeau Field, the fourth or fifth coldest in that stadium's history. They were underdogs against the presumptive MVP in Aaron Rodgers and a surging Packers offense. Did they get awesome defensive play? Of course the 49ers got awesome defensive play. Did they get timely, epic special teams play? Of course they got timely, epic special teams play. But they also got Jimmy Garoppolo delivering in the clutch against the Green Bay Packers. And I have a whole reel of tape here ready for you. I'm going to go through a few of these plays, but first we're going to start in the snow at Lambeau Field, so that hopefully people, cherish what they have right now, because 28 other quarterbacks are sitting at home, Aaron Rodgers included. Aaron Rodgers didn't make the same type of play that I'm about to show you right here in this game, and he had plenty of chances to make it. This is the 49ers winning drive. This is Jimmy Garoppolo being pressured from the right side, and this is Jimmy Garoppolo fading away from the pressure and finding Deebo Samuel in stride. That was the pass that set up the Deebo Samuel run that set up the 49ers field goal. Again, Tom Compton on the right side is going to get beat. Tom Compton's going to fall into Daniel Brunskill, and so is 52, and pancake Brunskill into Garoppolo. At this point, Garoppolo is not even cocking his release. That's how quick the release is. That's how accurate the throw is. Remember, in 2-degree wind chill or whatever it was. Aaron Rodgers wasn't making this play in this game. Garoppolo went 8 for 10 for 88 yards in the second half. Aaron Rodgers was 8 of 13 for 55 yards. Aaron Rodgers in this game had 55 passing yards in the second half. Use that as perspective in this game. These were brutal conditions. They were not quarterback's conditions. One quarterback succeeded in them in the second half. The other quarterback didn't. The quarterback who succeeded was Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, and before we forget, he's playing with a torn ligament in his thumb. He also had a shoulder injury. That's finally off the report now. But the guy who succeeded was the one that, if you watched any Twitter comment thread or, the most, if you just picked a YouTube video at random, or if you just turned on ESPN, if you just turned on one of those talking head shows, you would think that the guy that succeeded was the guy that failed, right? Aaron Rodgers is the one that failed in this game with 55 passing yards in the second half. He couldn't put the Packers in the end zone. Well, the 49ers and the Packers needed that, right? Because the 49ers got into the end zone via their special teams. So they tied that game up, and all they needed was the field goal. And Green Bay also only needed a field goal, but Aaron Rodgers wasn't able to lead that drive. The 49ers were able to get into scoring range thanks to plays like that. Now, does Jimmy Garoppolo have weaknesses? Absolutely. His weakness is his interception rate, 2.7% this season. Guess whose interception rate was 2.7% for his entire career? Joe Montana, 2.7% interception rate. Jimmy Garoppolo is not the only quarterback who throws picks. Every single QB throws interceptions. Aaron Rodgers is the best at avoiding them, consistently has the lowest interception rate. And Jimmy Garoppolo's is a little bit higher than the 49ers would ideally like. They would want it to be around 2%. But that being said, yes, it is a little bit high. So we go to the interception against the Green Bay Packers. Let's take a look at what happened and what Jimmy Garoppolo could do better. This was actually not it. We're going to get to this one in a little bit that you just watched. That's a nice throw outside the numbers. But here's the pick. Coming in the red zone, this is 1st and 10. First off, Kenny Clark beats Daniel Brunskill. That was a problem. Nobody ever talks about the interior pressure until we bring it up on this show, but that's something that's going to hurt any quarterback. And that's a throw that Jimmy Garoppolo just can't force. But first of all, let's watch the protection because this is important. This is always contextually critical. Kenny Clark just slaps Daniel Brunskill away. So Alex Mack needs to turn over and help, but Alex Mack, he's helping on the other defensive tackle. Daniel Brunskill is in charge of Kenny Clark here one-on-one. It doesn't work out. So Clark is in Garoppolo's lap within about 2.5 seconds. That's obviously not enough time. George Kittle's not even looking yet. The 49ers need to pass protect better. To Garoppolo's credit, he ducks Kenny Clark, and he gets away from the pressure. So he's not as statuesque as some people accuse him of being. All right, great. He's away from the pressure now. Now he's rolling out, and now he has to make a good decision. And the thing about this play is that if we rewind a little bit, you can't see George Kittle, but around this point, George Kittle was open in the corner of the end zone, sprinting toward the pylon. But there was also a lot of traffic. Tom Compton was standing in front of Jimmy Garoppolo. He didn't feel that he could make the throw. So he thought that he was going to buy a little bit more time and get outside the pocket to create an open throwing lane. However, by this point, when he threw this ball, it's too late because that boundary is there. That boundary is a defender, and you can't continue leading George Kittle. And you could see Kittle's legs up here because if you continue leading him, it's going to be out of bounds. Well, it would have been better if Jimmy Garoppolo had just thrown it out of bounds. Because as you can see, he ran out of room. That's simply a throw that Jimmy Garoppolo cannot make. Was it a mistake? Of course. He can't be playing hero ball in that situation. But the overarching truth remains. Much of what comprises Jimmy Garoppolo's high interception rate comes from aggressiveness that Shanahan likes. Shanahan didn't like this particular play, no. But watch the aggressiveness in some other situations, such as this one. Kyle Shanahan talked about this throw today. He said it was one of the most talented throws that he's ever seen a quarterback make. This is 3rd down right after the big George Kittle drop. Garoppolo's being pressured by the free rusher, gets it off, and, we could see it in slow motion here. It really was impressive, and it really was perfect. Jawan Jennings couldn't hold on to the football. 31's coming off this edge on the blitz. The 49ers, this is a hot read. The 49ers don't pick him up. So Garoppolo doesn't have time to really process anything. He's got to go to his hot read with the blitzer coming in free. Again, quick release. Look how close 31 is. Talks the release quickly, gets the ball out. Now, the reason this is so impressive is because he has to get the ball over 20 right here. And then he has to fit it in front of Darnell Savage as a safety coming over the middle. So he gets it over 20, right over his outstretched arm, in front of Savage. And Jennings, that might have been a house call had he held onto this ball. Because if Jennings catches that, given the blitz, look at all the green space in front of him. That was 3rd down. That's an insanely difficult throw under pressure. But it's an example of Jimmy Garoppolo being aggressive in a way that Kyle Shanahan likes. That sometimes will lead to interceptions, but sometimes it will lead to touchdown opportunities. That time, it led to a drop. So the 49ers did not get anything out of it. Just imagine where Jimmy Garoppolo would have ended up perception-wise in this game had Jennings not dropped that pass, had George Kittle not dropped the ball the play before, had Brandon Ayuk held on to his pass in the first half. The 49ers probably win this game solidly. Garoppolo has way better raw stats than Aaron Rodgers in that case. And the 49ers pass protection issues are more or less neutralized because if those passes are completed, they're actually able to get into a running rhythm earlier in the game. Never before have I seen a quarterback get so unfairly ostracized and unfairly beaten up over things that aren't his fault. And things that aren't Jimmy Garoppolo's fault are what he's good at overcoming for the 49ers. How about we go to week 18 against the Rams? This is relevant because the NFC Championship is coming up. Aaron Donald's not supposed to get a free shot at any quarterback. No offensive coordinator is going to design it that way, but sometimes it happens. And here Donald gets a free shot at Jimmy Garoppolo. As you can see, as we move from the LA dryness to the Green Bay snow in one clip, as you can see, this is an otherworldly release. Garoppolo's just barely beginning his throwing motion. Aaron Donald is breathing down his neck. JaMychal Hasty's barely turning around, and somehow, someway, he gets the pass away. So this is called making efficiency out of a situation where efficiency probably shouldn't be made. And Garoppolo almost did it on the play before this with Jauan Jennings. And we see it happen a lot because he is so aggressive with the football. However, it does lead to an occasionally higher interception rate. And that's what the 49ers are trying to pare down. So this is not a black or white situation where, oh, he threw an interception, he's the worst quarterback in the world. No, this is a nuanced, textured situation where the 49ers believe and know for a fact that they're getting much more efficiency from Jimmy Garoppolo and his positive plays than they lose efficiency on the negative ones. And if you want to look at the negative one, it's this right here. This is where he tried to play hero ball to a degree that was a little bit too much. Throw the ball away, take the sack, whatever. It's first down. He could have thrown the ball away. He was rolling out, and it didn't work out. So get those plays out of the system for the NFC Championship game, but don't get the calculated risks out of the system. These ones right here to Jauan Jennings on third down, this is what makes Jimmy Garoppolo a good quarterback. The ability to do this makes Jimmy Garoppolo a special quarterback when he's on, right? I mean, that's special stuff. And Kyle Shanahan said it, and Kyle Shanahan knows his quarterback play. This is special stuff as well, and the 49ers are going to need it against the Rams because Garoppolo has consistently worked against an overmatched offensive line, especially since Tom Compton has had to take over for Mike McGlinchey. And obviously, you're going to have Daniel Brunskill working against Aaron Donald in this game. So this is just a way to show you guys that there's a lot to appreciate here that's helped the 49ers win these games. And again, Garoppolo's been delivering so much of this while he's been hurt. He was better than Matthew Stafford in week 18, despite being fresh off of that torn thumb ligament. He was better than Dak Prescott in the wild card round while suffering a second injury in that game. And he was better down the stretch than Aaron Rodgers in the snow at Lambeau Field. So that's Garoppolo being better than Matthew Stafford, better than Dak Prescott, and better than Aaron Rodgers in 3 straight weeks, with the 49ers winning all 3 of those. This is objective. These are objective, cold, hard facts. And yet he still is getting all this crap thrown at him. It's unbelievable how people have just decided that they're going to be sitting on one hill of this and they're not going to be objectively looking at information. Well, to all that I say, consider all the wrong Garoppolo takes this year. We can go back to the trade for Trey Lance. Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo's going to be gone. This is it. Shanahan doesn't want him. Oh, no, wrong. We can go back to OTAs. Oh, well, the 49ers are going to trade Jimmy Garoppolo any second. Trey Lance is going to be taking all the QB1 snaps. No, that was wrong. Okay, training camp. Oh, well, one nice Trey Lance throw. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's on his way out. They're looking for trade partners right now. Nope, that was wrong. Okay, fine. We make it to the regular season. Jimmy Garoppolo's named starter. All those predictions that I just listed right there that came from elsewhere, those didn't work out. So we get into the regular season. Garoppolo gets hurt. Oh, there's no way they're going back to Trey Lance after he recovers from his calf strain. Well, that ended up being wrong. Garoppolo gets hurt again in December at Tennessee. Oh, his 49ers career is over. There's no way he's ever coming back and playing in a 49ers uniform. Oh, nope, wrong again. He comes back in the Week 18 matchup against the Rams, leads the 49ers comeback, and now they have 3 straight victories in elimination games entering the NFC Championship on Sunday. So to that, I have to say, wouldn't people just enjoy being right for once? You've been wrong so many times on Jimmy Garoppolo over and over and over again. What's wrong with just being right about the situation? And being correct about this situation is acknowledging that you have a quarterback, just like any other quarterback in the league, that has good and bad, has some flaws because nobody's perfect, but he is bringing some stuff to the table. And more than most quarterbacks in the league, Jimmy Garoppolo is bringing more positives to the table than negatives. We have the rare case of a quarterback who wins and has good advanced stats and plays hurt that is polarizing. This shouldn't be complicated. This is not hard to see. And to, illustrate this, I'm going to stop the screen share and open up another one, because now we can get into some of the numbers. And the numbers, truthfully, in this situation, do not lie. I mean, you can go from the wins to the advanced stats to, these aren't numbers, to what Jimmy Garoppolo's teammates are saying about him. And you could create a mosaic. You can create a picture of facts that lead us to the truth, that solve debates about this. Okay, so here we go. This is quarterback win percentage. Active quarterbacks. I'm going to make this big so everybody can see this. Probably not surprised by who's at the top. Tom Brady, 764. Jimmy Garoppolo, 714. He's number 2. So you got Brady, Garoppolo, Rodgers, Roethlisberger, Wilson in that top 5 of active quarterback win percentage. The 49ers and Shanahan are 37-15 with Jimmy Garoppolo and 6-28 without him. The point of football is to win games over a long period of time. Wins and losses are absolutely correlated with good or bad quarterback play, because quarterback is the most important variable on the field. You've heard Kyle Shanahan repeat that over and over. Fred Warner's repeated that over and over. There's a reason why the 49ers have won when Garoppolo's played, and they've lost when it's been other quarterbacks, and it's because Garoppolo does the stuff that's necessary for a team to win the game. Now, if you're still skeptical of this win stat, well, fine. Let's go into some more rudimentary efficiency stats. Active quarterbacks, yards per pass attempt. Look who's number 1, Jimmy Garoppolo. Russell Wilson 2, Rodgers 3, Cousins 4, Roethlisberger 5. 8, and Garoppolo's way ahead, 8.4 yards per pass attempt. Now, the detractors will say, oh, that's because he gets a lot of yards after the catch. Well, duh. He's out there trying to facilitate yards after the catch. It's Garoppolo's job to execute Shanahan's offense, and the goal of the offense is to facilitate wins. So if you have the leader in yards per attempt and simultaneously ranked number 2 in active quarterback win percentage, then you have 2 things at once. You have the quarterback who wins and has good stats. And, if you want me to get more advanced, you guys know I could go into the EPA and DVOA rabbit hole, but just a quick one. Third down EPA since 2017, since Garoppolo has joined the 49ers, only Patrick Mahomes ranks better in the entire NFL. So you have the advanced stats. That all of this indicates that Garoppolo's been an efficient executor of Shanahan's offense, which is his job. And you have the wins, which is also his job, right? Because execution of the offense and efficiency is correlated with winning. You try to be as efficient as possible to give yourself the best chance to win. So you have all of that, and the guy's playing hurt, and he's got this whole, underdog complex about him, and he's still, for some reason, polarizing. But when you have all of these dominoes fall into one bucket, It shouldn't be complicated. Garoppolo's a good quarterback, and he's a big part of the 49ers' success. So much of this is just noise, to the point where we have this. Kyle Juszczyk today took one of my tweets. Jimmy Garoppolo said, as long as the guys in this locker room have faith in me and believe in me, that's all I really care about. And Kyle Juszczyk took that quote, tweeted it, but we love you, Jim. This has been the prevailing theme throughout the 49ers locker room throughout the entirety of this season, and especially right now. Leadership is an attribute. And I believe it's quantifiable. I think when you look at stuff like this, if you look at win percentage, if you look at the yards per attempt, he's efficiently executing Kyle Shanahan's offense. He hasn't been perfect, but he's efficiently executing it. And we have a large enough sample size to say that he is. You could safely say that leadership is translating into success on the field for Jimmy Garoppolo. The 49ers have only seen 2 seasons with Jimmy Garoppolo in which he's actually finished the entire season, right? I'm not counting 2017 because they were already out of playoff contention there. But twice, Jimmy Garoppolo has finished the regular season for the 49ers healthy. Both times, the team has reached at least the NFC Championship game. There are probably 31 other teams who would want to have those kind of results. And it's not just because of the defense and the special teams. The offense is ranked in the top 10 in both 2019 and 2021. And anybody who knows football will tell you that the quarterback position is the most important part of the offense. For all the reasons that I just showed you, the 49ers have that glue piece at quarterback getting the job done. Now, Garoppolo, of course, has his limitations. Mobility, I think, is the biggest one. But there was one more throw that I did include there, but probably would want to include again here just to wrap up this show. So why don't we stop this share and reopen the reel? There's one more throw that is really intriguing to me as far as game planning versus the Los Angeles Rams goes. And this is another one that really breaks a lot of stereotypes. Here we go. A lot of people say that Garoppolo cannot throw outside the numbers, that somehow his arm is physically limited in a way that debilitates the 49ers offense. Well, how is this debilitating, and how is this not an example of Garoppolo throwing outside the numbers? That right there is a deep out pattern, 17 to 18 yards down the field. Obviously, on the hypotenuse, it has to travel much further than that. Dropped in a perfect bucket for George Kittle. So it's very clear when you put facts over feelings that Jimmy Garoppolo actually can make the throws that people say that he can't. The mobility is not what Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen have, and that is the main weakness. And that's why the 49ers like the ceiling that they have with Trey Lance, because they feel that they can combine the mobility of a superstar runner, and Trey Lance, he was running over people in North Dakota State. We've seen that he's fast as well, with a precision pocket passer like Jimmy Garoppolo. The 49ers believe they could have the best of both worlds. Kyle Shanahan, his dad is Mike Shanahan, and Mike Shanahan got the best out of Steve Young, who was the perfect mix of pocket passer and mobile quarterback. Then Mike Shanahan went to Denver, and John Elway was another great mix of pocket passer and mobile quarterback. So you can't blame Kyle Shanahan, especially with the 49ers in a tight salary cap spot, and with Jimmy Garoppolo's health being a question on a year in, year out basis. You can't blame Kyle Shanahan for wanting to build a future plan around a quarterback that might be able to emulate the same kind of Super Bowl success that his dad saw with both Steve Young and John Elway. That's where Trey Lance comes into the picture. But the now is more important because the 49ers are about to play the NFC Championship game. And what Jimmy Garoppolo has given this team in the now and over the past few years when he's been healthy is nothing to be scoffed at. He makes the throws. He hangs in there against bad pass protection. And the 49ers win when he plays for a reason, because he plays efficient football. So for all the people who try to give me a hard time about EPA per play, all that, blah, 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 you were wrong. And it's time to admit it, entering this final NFC Championship game for the 49ers. So it's one of those things where the underdog has kept on coming back, and we'll just see how this story ends on Sunday against the Rams. What was fascinating about Week 18 is that Garoppolo was better than Matthew Stafford when it came to toughness attributes, and I think that might be Jimmy Garoppolo's biggest attribute. The more he got hit, the more accurately he delivered. The more that Matthew Stafford got hit, the less accurate he was, to the point where Stafford's 2 longest passes were intercepted by Emmanuel Mosley and then Ambry Thomas. If the 49ers get the same Jimmy Garoppolo that they got in Week 18 in the NFC Championship game, if he can hang in there against Aaron Donald on plays like this one, then the 49ers are going to be returning to SoFi Stadium for the Super Bowl. That was a third down that the 49ers absolutely needed as he got drilled and delivered to Hasty. They absolutely needed that play to advance to the playoffs. And then they absolutely needed this 2nd and 7, Garoppolo hanging in against pressure and leading Deebo Samuel. They absolutely needed that to make it to this round and set up that field goal, obviously. So it's something that people just have to learn to appreciate. I know that people aren't happy that they were wrong several times about the quarterback situation this year, but this is the way it is. Everybody subscribe to the channel. I've got to go. We got to record a podcast right now. You can check out my Eric Armstead article as well, but there's a lot more content coming. So hit that subscribe button right now, and I'll be back with some more 49ers-Rams NFC Championship game content. And hey, go ahead and send this video to anybody that you're arguing about the quarterback situation with. I hope it settles a lot of things. I just talked about it for 26 minutes. Hopefully we never have to talk about it ever again moving forward. But who am I kidding? All right, thanks for watching. Everybody take care.